Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video series of mine. This is another hybrid let's dev, let's code tutorial sort of video series. Very similar to my previous video series on creating a WCF web service. But this time around we are going to create a very simple game together. And we're going to use the MonoGame framework for that. Actually, it's not going to be a brand new game that we make up ourselves or that we develop from scratch. Actually, we're just going to recreate the infamous TrexRunner game from the Google Chrome browser. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will show you in a minute what I mean. But I thought it would be really cool and easily done basically and very quick to just look at the TrexRunner game from Chrome and sort of analyze it a bit, what it's composed of, what its different elements are, and how we could recreate that in our own game engine. And I figured we could use the MonoGame framework for that, which is basically an open source continuation of Microsoft's XNA game development framework. So it's a .NET based framework. As you may know, I'm mostly a .NET developer. So yeah, that just feels homey to me. Let's take a look at what I'm talking about. And but before I do that, I just want to make this clear. This is, again, a video series that is completely off the cuff, no script. Of course, I briefly took a look at the actual game beforehand and if there are sources available and stuff. But other than that, I haven't really prepared anything. I haven't coded anything in regards to this game yet. We're all going to do this together, step by step. I don't know I don't know the degree of detail that I will go into when it comes to the technical stuff. Like, I kind of assume that you have a basic understanding of object-oriented programming and what classes are and stuff. So I'm not going to explain every single detail. I just thought it would be fun if we went ahead and just created a short little game using the MonoGame framework. And I thought it would be a fun challenge to try and come as close to the original TrexRunner game as we can. Maybe take some liberties here and there. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I mean by the Google Chrome TrexRunner game. I'm sure a lot of you already know what I'm talking about, but let's just go ahead and take a look at it. And in order to be able to show you what I mean, I will have to disable my Wi-Fi so that I no longer have internet access. I mean, there's other ways to start the game, but this is in most cases how you stumbled upon the game, by not being able to connect to the internet. So I just disabled my Wi-Fi, and I will open up the Google Chrome browser and type in some random page. I don't know, test. And there we go. And please excuse the German text here. This says no internet. Please try the following, blah, blah, blah. And this is what the Google Chrome browser displays if you don't have internet connection. And this is actually an Easter egg because as soon as you press a button, this will start a little game. Let me just press a button on the keyboard. And there we go. And it starts up this little infinite runner game. And I'm really bad at it, obviously. And I can restart it here. So yeah, you control this little T-Rex guy, and all you have to do is press up and or down and listen to this obnoxious high score sound. This is really loud. And you can duck, you can jump. That's basically all you can do. I can't press the right arrow key or the left arrow key. All I'm doing right now is press the up arrow and the down arrow whenever I need to duck. I can also make my I can also drop to the ground faster when I'm in the air. When I press the down arrow key, and I'm dead. So yeah, this is as simple as it gets. I can restart it again. It has some more features, actually. For example, I'm really bad at it. For example, it will turn to nighttime at some point. And actually, I think it turns night every 700 points. So I will just have to survive a little longer to show you that. So let's take a look together. Yeah. So see, now it's nighttime, and we actually want to implement that in our version of the game as well. So let's see, now we're at 900 points. Yeah, I would say I would say it turned back to daytime at around 950 points, if I'm not mistaken. So basically it turns dark every 700 points and then stays dark for 250 points. Something like that. Just to be sure, let's try to make it to 700 points again and see if yeah, it's a consistent pattern, but I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, the source code is freely available. This is just JavaScript, right? I could just look at the source code and just look at how it is implemented. But I think it's more fun to just play it and analyze it and kind of find out that way, and just like pretend like we don't have access to the source code. And I actually think a lot of people are not aware that you can actually duck in this game. So yeah, this should be really easy to recreate, right? And we could go the quick and dirty way and just hard code it as fast as possible and stuff like that. But I'm not a fan of that, and I just want to do it properly and design it well in a extensible and maintainable manner. Yeah, because that's just what you should always aim for. Okay, so also this is still a tutorial kind of series, so we should do it properly. So this is the game that we want to recreate. Very, very simple, very straightforward. And actually, let me just run into the cactus. And actually, we do have access to the complete source. If you go to cs.chromium.org, I have to re-enable my Wi-Fi, obviously. Hold on. It's either source.chromium.org or cs.chromium.org. Doesn't matter as long as you land on this page right here. And here you can search for all sorts of sources from the Chromium, from projects of the Chromium team. And one of them is the T-Rex game. So let's just look for T-Rex here. And the first one here should be from the actual source code. Let's see. Yeah. So here we have the JavaScript source code of the game. We could look into that and yeah, know exactly what numbers to use and stuff. But we're not going to do that. The only reason we're here is so that we can extract the assets of the game, because we obviously need the sprites and sounds to recreate the game. So here, when you're in the project hierarchy here, you can go into sounds and images and just download the assets. I think all we need is the 3 sound effects here, which are simple MP3 files, and the sprite sheet right here somewhere offline. Let's see. This one. Yeah. They actually have it in 2 versions here. One is scaled up to 200%. I'm not sure if we need that, because we can just scale up the graphics, the assets in programmatically in MonoGame. So I'm not sure. I think we will just use the 100% one. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with this. And if we need the sprites to be bigger, we will just scale them up in MonoGame then. So I'm just going to go ahead and download all the assets from here. So it's basically just 4 files. So I'm just going to save this image here, and I'm going to put it into my document folder and actually create a subfolder here called, I don't know, T-Rex assets, something like that, doesn't matter. I'm going to name it T-Rex sprite sheet, and obviously my Windows is in German, so please excuse that, but yeah, we should be good. So yeah, let's go ahead and download all of the MP3 files here. I think you can do that here. Yeah, let's open this up. And put it into the folder I just created, and actually not have it be named download. What was it? Button press. There we go, and the other 2 as well. There we go, and this should be fine. I hate this obnoxious sound, but yeah, that's just the original sound, and we're going to use that. Okay, so I think, yeah, I think these are all the assets that we need for the game, because the sprite sheet actually contains every single sprite that we need. So we now have all the assets that we need. What else do we need? Obviously, we need the MonoGame framework. And actually, there's barely a reason to actually download the MonoGame framework and install it. Currently, you still have to, because of the content pipeline application that comes with it. But aside from that, you don't really need it, because you can just reference the MonoGame framework in form of NuGet packages. So the usual .NET package manager. But like I said, the framework, the MonoGame framework, also comes with a content pipeline that is used for pre-processing your assets and putting them in a format that your game can load quickly. Also, then they're not in raw format in your deployed and built files, so that people can just reuse them or modify them and stuff. So yeah, and we need that content pipeline in order to import our assets. So we actually have to download the MonoGame framework. I already did that before recording this. I went ahead and downloaded the MonoGame framework. This is a completely new laptop setup here. It's all freshly installed, so there's not much on this system right now. So I just recently installed MonoGame here. So just simply go to Google or something and type in MonoGame. Whoops. Then go to the MonoGame website and click Get Started and download the latest version, which as of the date of recording this video is 3.7.1. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And then you just install it. But as I said, for the actual framework, you don't really need to install anything. You can just use NuGet packages, which is actually what we're going to do because it's much simpler and it doesn't create as many dependencies and stuff. And actually, MonoGame is the current MonoGame versions are tending towards .NET Core, so they're using more and more platform independent technology and try to create less dependencies or fewer dependencies. So they're probably at some point they will stop rolling out this installation wizard because, like I said, you don't really need it. The only reason you still need it right now is this content pipeline tool that comes with it. But you will see what I mean when we get started with the code. So yeah, make sure to download and install the latest version of MonoGame, and also you will need some kind of IDE, preferably Visual Studio. So currently, the current version, as of recording this video, is Visual Studio 2019, which I have installed here. The community version of Visual Studio can be downloaded for free. Okay, let me just go ahead and quickly open up my Visual Studio installer so I can quickly show you what packages you need to install to actually be able to get started developing this little game. Hold on, let me just type installer here. It should find it. Yes. And then show you my configuration somewhere here. It's in German, obviously, but I think we can disregard that. Really, what's really necessary here is that you select and download the .NET desktop development package, as well as the cross-platform / platform independent .NET Core development package, which is in other tool sets, or I don't know what the header here is in the English version. But yeah, so make sure you install the .NET Core development package. If I go to the specific components here, make sure these are checked. .NET Core SDK, the latest version of the .NET Core runtime, stuff like that. It should be included if you just select the platform independent or cross-platform .NET Core development package here. It should include all of these. Just make sure you don't really need the development for Windows Universal Platform. I mean, it won't do any harm if you install it. So if you feel like it, if you feel like you can use it at some point, go ahead and download it. But for now, I think the only two packages here that you really need are the .NET desktop development package and the cross-platform .NET Core development package. So make sure you got these two selected and installed. So yeah, that's it. I'm sorry for the UI being in German, but Visual Studio itself is in English, so we should be good. So that's it for the technical stuff. Oh yeah, just one more thing. For creating a quick concept and planning, I actually installed a UML tool called nclass, which is really handy and I use it a lot. It's a really neat open source tool, which you can even enhance with your own plugins and stuff. It's really cool. It's not perfect. For example, it doesn't have an undo redo functionality, which is crucial, but it's not that big a deal because all you can do here is create UML class diagrams, and if you make a mistake, it's really easy to just do it again, or delete whatever you put there, and yeah, it's not that big a deal. And we're going to use this here to quickly draft a concept for our game. Just so that we have an overview of what we want to do, and also for educational purposes, of course, because that is the main focus of my channel. Okay, so first things first. We actually got our environment all set up now. We got MonoGame installed, we got Visual Studio, we have nclass for creating a UML class diagram for our concept. I think we're good to go. So let's open up Visual Studio. And yeah, maybe one thing that I need to mention, as of the date of recording this video, MonoGame does not come with project templates that are compatible with Visual Studio 2019. Actually, you can reuse the ones for Visual Studio 2017, and it's pretty simple to do. What you can do is download the project templates for Visual Studio 2017 and just put them in a specific folder on your system, so that Visual Studio 2019 can recognize them, and you can then use the wizard here to create a stub, a template, a starting point for your game project. But you don't actually need to do that. Like I said, the installer, the wizard, MonoGame is going to move away from that anyway. It's not really necessary. I'll show you what you can do here to actually use the MonoGame project templates in Visual Studio 2019. I will have a link in the description where you can download the compatible project templates for Visual Studio 2019. And all you need to do basically is put them in your document folder. There should be a folder Visual Studio 2019, open it up, and there should be a folder templates, and then project templates, then Visual C#. And here you should then place the folder that you downloaded with the templates. I think it's actually in my download folder here. There we go. This is what you would download then, and it contains all of the project templates. So hold on, let me just demonstrate. Here, if I create a new project here, and then go to, and then type, I don't know, MonoGame, it won't find anything because the template is not installed. And even after running the MonoGame framework install wizard, it won't install the templates because it doesn't recognize Visual Studio 2019. It's currently only compatible, in quotes, with Visual Studio 2017. So yeah, but just download the templates. If you want, you can download the templates from the link in the description and put them here. Let me just demonstrate. Put them here in the Visual Studio 2019 templates, project templates, Visual C#. Put them here. There we go. And I might have to restart Visual Studio. Oh, I actually closed it. Create a new project. And then it should actually, there. And now I have all the templates here. But you don't need them. You really don't need them. Actually, these are templates for .NET framework-based MonoGame projects. But you can just simply use the built-in package manager console in Visual Studio to have it automatically scaffold or automatically create a project template based on .NET Core, which is actually what we're going to do. And it's much simpler, maybe not simpler for, I don't know. But actually, you don't need these project templates. So what you can do instead is just open up Visual Studio, create a new project, and we're going to start out with a blank solution, which is just a solution with nothing in it. And I'm going to call it TrexGame. Yeah, that's fine. TrexGame. Create. And now I have a completely blank solution here, which with nothing in it. And then I can simply open up the package manager console here, down here. If it's not down here for you, you can simply open it up with, whoops, yeah, took a while. Going to, I think, View, and then, actually, I think it's Tools. Yeah, you go to Tools, NuGet Package Manager, and then Package Manager Console, and it will open up a little window that looks like this. And down here you can put console commands to do the same thing, to actually create project templates and add them to your solution. And the commands for that I actually put here in an editor file. So you put in .NET new install MonoGame.Templates.CSharp, which will actually install C# MonoGame project templates. And then hit enter. And I already installed them once, so it's probably going to recreate them. And now it shows me all of the project templates that are available. And among them, I can find all of these MonoGame templates. And now I can simply add a new project to my solution that uses one of these templates. And I can do that with another command. Yeah. Okay, so now it actually says the template was created successfully, which is exactly what we want. But still, it is not included in the solution. Right-click, open folder in File Explorer, and there it is. That is the folder that includes the actual project with all of the files that you need. And you will have to include it in the solution. You can do that by right-clicking and then go to Add Existing Project. And then open your TrexGame solution, and there's the TrexRunner. And in there, you have this .csproj file, which you can just add. And there we go. And this should actually be ready to be built and run. Let's try to run this. Yep. And it opens up a little, open up a little game window with a blue background that does absolutely nothing. But it shows us that it actually worked. We now have a game project that we can run. But the only thing we can do is minimize it or close it, or press, I think, escape. Yeah, to close it up. Because it's in the logic here. It actually checks if you pressed either back on a controller or the escape key, and then exits the game. So yeah, now we have our game project here in our solution and we can get started. Yeah, hi, it's me from the future. As you may have noticed, in this particular video, the quality wasn't quite all right. And because of that, the text may have been a little bit hard to read, even though it was zoomed in. But still, the quality was not quite perfect. And that was because I wasn't actually recording in full HD at that point. But I did notice that very early on in the series and fixed it. So in the next episode, you will see that the quality actually increases and you should be able to read everything without a problem. The quality should be just fine. So 1 or 2 minutes into the next episode, you will see that the quality actually increases and everything should be fine. Sorry for that, but yeah, I hope you still enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Bye.